I like doing podcasts in this studio.
The setup is more conducive to conversation.
Yeah, because I'm sitting behind the board as I always am.
Yeah.
And now I can see you.
Yeah, you don't have to like turn around and be sitting sideways.
Yeah, I can look at you.
Yeah.
This is back to our roots.
Yes.
Like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We are potentially, in theory, getting a new studio.
Yes.
That's very exciting. You went up there?
Yeah, I went up there with Almo. Have you been up there before?
No.
Oh, you were doing
You're the
real
only
life.
one that hasn't been up there.
Yeah.
It is
Potential?
totally.
I think that it's going to be really good.
Yeah. We'll have to do some work to make the technology side of it come together.
Yeah.
But I think it should be fairly easy. We just need a couple of rails.
What do you got there? Beer?
Yeah.
Kicking back cola, Western Family brand.
Yeah. As you do on a Friday.
What is your favorite non-branded soda?
Dr. Flav.
Dr. Peebus.
I used to drink Dr. Zip.
Zip?
Yeah. You get it at IGA.
Dr.
Zip.
Dr. Flav was that Walmart or Superstar? I can't remember.
Listen, I'm starting to think they hand out PhDs for no reason.
When I'm doing a big grocery haul, I'm now a Superstore guy. Like when
Not a Costco guy?
Well, I do Costco, but my thing is like it's just Amber and I. So
Yeah.
Costco's
Yeah.
too much. Like we do like paper towels, coffee,
Yes.
like certain things at Costco, but that's like a once every 2 month load up for us. The once a month load up is Superstore, and every other trip in between is Save on Foods because I love the Western Family brand.
I went to Costco the other day.
Mm-hmm. Got a hot
Just
dog.
me
I
and the
saw.
missus. Well, you got to get a hot dog. It's my reward
a
for spending
slice.
$6,000 in the store.
A hot dog?
Yeah, the hot dog.
Because
with
it
the-
brings down the average cost.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So-
I like other names for them.
If you're just two like I am, you cannot shop there for just day to day. Like I needed mustard as an example. They're like, oh, well, we sell mustard. Do you need 12 gallons of it? It's like, not particularly. So now I'm out front selling it by the spoonful.
I do like that'd be good. I like the steaks from there because you can freeze like anything you can
That
freeze
kind of
is
stuff
good.
you can freeze, or if
Bagels,
it's
freeze
like
them.
non-perishables.
Yeah.
You know?
Cookies.
Good.
Oh, I crushed
You can
cookies.
never
I got a
go
big
wrong.
package of cookies.
Get a big
The
pack of
problem is
cookies.
I got the big pack of cookies and then I ate the big pack of cookies.
Another
you got-
good thing, coffee pods.
Yeah, coffee pods are good. I've switched though because Amber and I drink a lot of coffee. We don't do Keurig pods anymore. We just brew a pot every morning, and it gets
Yeah,
us
I
through the day.
started brewing pots too.
Yeah, I brew a pot too.
You
But I
ever-
also have I bought for my missus' birthday, I got her an espresso.
Oh,
Those pods are way more expensive, but ultimately are delicious.
yeah. My Keurig broke the other day. Have you ever had to descale a Keurig?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Such a pain. You literally have to buy the Keurig stuff, otherwise it does not work.
Yeah, you got to buy like the specific
Yeah.
descaling formula.
Otherwise, I bought all this.
And then
other
just
stuff.
the time it takes to like now you got to run 6
It's literally
things
took me
through.
an hour. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just had to
You can do it without buying the Keurig stuff.
I tried. It didn't work.
Really?
Yeah. So I literally, there was a $6 one, which was the non-Keurig, and then it was $24 for the Keurig one. I was like, I'm gonna go with a cheaper option. It didn't work, so I had to buy the other one.
Tough. That's better than your old coffee habit when we went to Nate, which was buy a coffee the night before, put it in the fridge, and microwave it the next day.
Oh my, you did not.
Yeah.
Like all the time, bro.
From where?
McDonald's.
Why? No. Why
Yeah.
didn't you buy it that morning?
Because I didn't have time. 'Cause I got an extra. I get to
What?
sleep in.
So
I-
sleep in how much? 6 minutes?
I extra
Holy
half an
fuck.
hour. So I went there the night before. I get a coffee, and then I get a muffin.
That is a nice little breakfast.
Yeah, wake up in the morning.
How's your vacation, by the way?
It was good. It was warm, but funnily enough, when I got back, it was warmer in Edmonton.
Mhm.
On
It has been
I got back Wednesday, and I walked out the airport. I'm like, holy smokes, 38. It was nuts. It was 30. The lowest it got there was 32, I think, in the 5 days I was there. So I was in Summerland, BC, which is right between.
Were you doing any scouting or were you just on a little vacay?
My girlfriend's auntie and uncle live there.
Oh, that's lovely.
So like $100 flight. Get picked up from Kelowna.
Sure.
Goes to there for 5 days. And
Wonderful.
they have a pool and everything. It was amazing.
Tyler, you're leaving next week.
Next Wednesday, I'm
Annual
gone.
golf trip.
The annual drive for 24 plus hours and golf 6 times.
You're going to go do 6 rounds?
Five in 10 days. So
That's
it's
fun.
kind of like golf, drive. Then there's like a day where we're doing like a little wine thing or whatever. And then it's like golf, drive, golf.
You're doing a wine thing?
Yes, we are. But we're doing it.
You're not a wine guy, though.
I'll do whites and rosés.
Oh, you love a brose.
Yeah.
doesn't love a
But we're
brose?
doing it differently. We're like renting a pontoon boat out in the
sick.
Okanagan, and then he takes you on the water to all the different spots.
So whereabouts?
Fun.
Where does it start?
I think it starts in West Kelowna.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, that's the best.
It's gonna be
So
a good
you'll
time.
probably go past Summerland. You'll probably go to Summerland.
Yeah, maybe. You want me to say hi to
The
anybody?
wineries around Kelowna
See
are
'em.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good
that
spot.
whole area is amazing. It's
beautiful.
But you know one thing I don't get, and you're not gonna like this because you're gonna do it. I don't know why people drive there. The flight is literally 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's an
compared
up and
to, like, a 13-hour drive. I know you're golfing and stuff, so it's a lot different.
Yeah, but I'm doing like 6 hours to Panorama,
So yeah, way different.
golf, 4 hours going down to Idaho, golf, 4 or 5 hours back up to Kelowna,
Yeah.
golf, then to Golden, golf, then home.
So it's really not as bad, but like,
But it is an
people-
up and down flight, though.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
And that airport, tiny.
yes,
You can literally show up as your plane is boarding.
So somehow my girlfriend had never been there before because she always drives, but her mum had been there, and she wanted to get to the airport 2 hours early.
Oh,
And
No,
our flight
not
was
there.
our flight was at 10. So yeah, at 8 o'clock. I was like, no chance am I getting there
Yeah.
that early. And they get there and the Tim Hortons is closed right now. So all it is a Subway and the restaurant White Spot. And then you're 7.
Fantastic.
My gate got changed. Luckily, it was right next to it because it's as big as this.
'Cause there's 4 gates in the whole airport.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I went there when I flew home from Kelowna last year. I got there probably like an hour before my flight because it's a domestic flight. I'm like, oh, an hour. I'd never really been to the airport before, that airport before. I got there and I walked through in like 6 minutes. I'm like, oh, now I've got 54 minutes to
Yeah.
wait.
You can literally pull up if you're ever going and you look at your boarding pass and it says boarding 9:30, get to the airport for 9:20.
Like if Jay Downton is flying out of Kelowna and his plane is boarding at
He's showing up
9:30,
after.
he shows up at 9:30.
Yes.
All right, let's do some podcasting
Yeah.
here, gentlemen. It's just the 3 of us today. Dan and Rick on golf vacations, seems like. We can start
Dan's
off-
at the Tiger Woods putting thing in Phoenix.
where we went.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
sweet.
was the picture he
I
sent.
think it was fun.
It was a great time there.
I got a hole in one. That's all that mattered.
Mhm.
Going to start off with a delicious debate
Hole in one.
for the
Okay.
Oilers Nation Open. Yes, Liam?
I got hit by a golf ball there when we went.
Like hard?
Yeah, because you guys. were in
Oh,
the
at
group
the
in front.
Phoenix thing. Sorry, I
Yeah.
thought you meant on your vacation.
No, I can't remember who it was, but they went to pot and absolutely just drilled my calf, and I was on the other tee box. Crazy. Look out if you're down there. Crazy.
Yeah,
stuff
keep your head on a
happens.
swivel.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Keep your head on a swivel. I was with Goat and Little Bro.
Oh, that's right. You were in the more near the back, and you were at the front with
Yeah.
Rick. Yes.
Yeah, I was with Goat and Little Bro. Yeah, Rick had, if you remember, if you're a faithful listener of this podcast, he had a pocket full of cheese that night. The delicious debate, which will be handled by my friend Tyler Yaramchuk, is brought to you by the 7th annual Oilers Nation Open, August 30th out at Millwoods Golf Club. You can submit a team at nationgear.ca. That's a team of 4, or don't have a team of 4 and you just want to play anyway. You can submit as a single. We'll put you together as a mosaic team, which arguably, gentlemen, the mosaic teams probably have more fun than some of the other teams that just go in as a group of 4.
I also think, and we've done this in the past, so I'm just going to assume we're doing it again. If it's like you and a friend, if you're a twosome, you can sign up and then just say like, hey, I'm with this guy.
Yeah.
We'd like to be paired up with another twosome
of
and
course.
Nation citizens. You guys will have a great time.
Fantastic. Tyler, what do you got
Delicious
for a
debate.
delicious debate for me?
Well, this is the one I feel like it's the next natural evolution in our offseason conversation, because last episode we did which offseason edition do you like the most? And, you know, I guess we also haven't talked about the McLeod Savoie trade on this pod.
I got
yet.
that on the
that's
list.
right.
So good. But the question is, and it's about getting cap compliant, which player is more likely to be in the lineup on opening night? Cody Ceci or Evander Kane? So not on the team,
Yeah.
which player is most likely to be in the lineup for the Oilers on opening night?
I'm going to say Evander Kane.
Most likely to be in the lineup.
In the lineup, playing
Oh,
for the Oilers on opening night.
Playing.
Yeah.
So what's the situation right now?
There's 300K over,
354 specifically.
but if you take Josh Brown and Troy Stetcher out of the mix, then
Derek
it goes
Ryan,
up.
maybe.
Yeah, and Derek Ryan, because you can take out all 3 of those, sign Holloway, Broberg, then you still have 12, 6, and 2 on the roster. So if you start doing math from there, it's depends what Holloway and Broberg come in at, but you can be cap compliant with a minimal 18-man or 20-man roster.
Okay, I'm going to opt with option C and say both of them will be in the lineup then. I think that's probably the way they're going to go. And
You think
then
they're going to run with 18 skaters all year?
I think they'll run with it until they can't. They literally have done that the last 3 seasons in a row, have they not?
Not this last year. It was a little bit
Well,
easier.
oh yeah, last year they had
Was it
one extra player.
So then it was 2 years ago when like Matthias Janmark started in
Yeah.
the Condors.
And then Kane got injured with Klim, and they both came up.
Right.
So I'll say both because
You don't think his CC trade's happening?
well, to be fair, I kind of feel like I've been out of the loop on things, so I don't know if I've missed something that sparked that conversation. But one thing, even if it hasn't been, they've signed 2 other right-handed defensemen in Brown and Stetcher to come back, right?
It does feel like they're somewhat insured on like we can trade Ceci and we'll just run with the duo of Stetcher and Brown for 6 months or 4 months and get us to the deadline.
Go for it.
Oh boy.
I don't mind Stetcher.
Stetcher's like, no. The only problem I have with Stetcher is he's just a small boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that seems to be his problem everywhere is he's a small boy.
Yeah.
I think they want to keep Ceci and they want him on that third pairing. The problem is you're then paying your third pairing $6 million.
Who's on the left? Kulak?
Let's say Kulak.
Mm.
So yeah, $6 million on your third pairing, and then your second pairing would be, let's say it's Broberg and Nurse, and that's $10 million. And then you have 9 on your other 2. Like you probably want to just get rid of Ceci's cap for the pure purpose of we don't want to spend, what would that be? Almost $20 million on your blue line. That's a lot.
So the most cap flexibility you could give yourself with an 18 skater roster would be if you sent down Perry, Josh Brown, and Troy Stetcher. You would then have $2.7 million to sign Holloway and Broberg, which is easily doable.
I think,
and if it's DR over whatever, it's a little bit less than that, or maybe it's 2.6, and then it's 2.4 if it's DR over Perry.
I bet it's Derek. They send Derek Ryan down before Perry, I think.
Oh, I'd bet all Jay's money on it.
But to be honest, after seeing the Ryan McLeod trade, very different players. I wonder what they would get back if they traded Cody Ceci.
Sidney Crosby, probably.
Dude, I've said this on a couple of shows, but you haven't been around. When I was setting up that live stream to do the Ryan McLeod trade reaction, I was setting up in my head, I'm like, fucking 3rd round pick for Ryan McLeod, and I'm going live to talk about this deal. Like, are you kidding me? So that's another option is maybe they're sitting here going, okay, if Evander Kane's not healthy, they might be confident enough in the Cody Ceci market and just be like, we know there's a team out there who will give us a 5th for him like that.
When do they have to have this figured out by? Opening day?
Opening day.
It's like a long time to see, like, allow preseason to kind of play out.
Pray someone breaks their leg in preseason.
Fingers crossed.
Come on.
Maybe you don't want to do it before Connor's wedding. Don't want to lower the vibes.
There's no one good.
You know? CC will probably be there.
Yeah, he might be. I wonder how many. That'd be tough as a player. Do you invite all your current teammates?
No. You're not inviting all the nation staff.
Decent point.
Let's go through why.
Yeah, let's go through every indivial who you want to have there and who you do not.
Next episode.
Okay. It is a summer
later
episode.
into August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler's going to go detailed who is not coming from Nation HQ and why.
Reason why. And they're all going to stand in the middle of the room once he tells them.
And like on Big Brother, they can all give a pitch of why they should be included on the invite
and
list.
then they'll go into the other room, which will be the, what do they call that?
The diary room?
Diary room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the DR.
Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, my option is truly, I don't think either of them will go before opening day.
I think
Because they can't even move Kane.
that's why I say Kane is going to be in the lineup.
He has a no movement clause. He would have to agree. And I know, like, the no movement clause is a no movement until someone says, hey, we don't want you, and we've actually already traded you.
But also, right before the trade deadline, it changes to a 16-team no trade.
Is
So
it this deadline or the one after? I got Puckpedia up right now.
check what's this.
March
RIP
1st.
cap friendly.
March 1st. It becomes a 16-team. So you could go to Kane now and be like, would you rather move now or in the middle of the season? Okay. Give us the 16 team now. Granted, I don't think Evander Kane's in the mood to play nice with the Oilers organization. So there is that side of it as well. And he negotiated his no movement clause. So if he doesn't want to work around it, like it's totally within his right. I'm not trying to spin him into some sort of a villain, I guess, for not doing it. But it would make sense from his perspective. If the Oilers are like, we are trading you at the deadline. Get ready.
Yeah.
Do you want to just rip the Band-Aid off now and go to your new home?
But from an Oilers perspective on that, is it almost not better to keep Kane until that comes around? And then the market expands so much. You got $5 million to play with once you can trade him somewhere. You can maybe get like two good forwards, a good forward and a defenseman.
As an
At the
Evander
deadline, you know
Kane
what I
guy
mean?
myself, could you not see a situation where he gets LTIR'd with the hip and the what's it called?
Sports hernia.
Sports hernia, all that thing. He hasn't really been healthy in 2 years.
Yeah.
Having him come back playoffs, Mark Stoneham obviously has to be in on it.
Yeah, he has to be in on it, which is a part of the thing. And, with a hip injury, it very much could be a situation where he can just go, yeah, you're right. It doesn't feel right yet. I'm not ready. It doesn't feel right. And also from his perspective, not this year, but the year after is a contract year. So if you're Evander Kane, maybe again, and I'm blue skying all of this.
Of course. It's what we do. It's July 12th.
Right? But like if you're Kane, okay, sit out this year until the playoffs, get 100% healthy, have a good playoff run, a good contract year, and you're going to get one more ticket to end your NHL career, right? Like,
yeah, man.
You can see how it would make sense.
I saw that necklace he was wearing last night at the ESPYs. Those don't buy themselves.
He was the only Oiler to go. Do they send him?
I don't think so.
Or
I think
probably get
he
an
goes
invite?
every year.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he goes pretty much every year. But like Connor won best NHL player. He was not there.
I would wager Evander Kane was the only NHLer there.
You think so? I never watched the ESPYs. I don't really know what they
I
are.
never do either. Maybe
I know what they are. But
maybe someone on the Kings, maybe someone from the Florida Panthers would have went.
Yeah, they might. Matthews might have gone.
Nikki Glazer took a shot at the Oilers.
Who is
what was
that?
the shot? Comedian.
It was essentially Nikki Glazer's a comedian. So essentially it was, and I'm paraphrasing, Connor McDavid, the only Stanley Cup Connor McDavid is going to hold this year is the one his wife tells him to grab out of the cupboard.
That's somewhat funny.
Right? Everybody loves a Stanley mug. And then there was another thing about how the Oilers couldn't win ice hockey against a team that doesn't have any ice or something like that.
Well, that's not as funny.
Her delivery was better than mine, but it was something along those
I
lines.
don't know. I like to imagine that's how they came across too.
Dead ringer. Nailed it.
So what's our vote? You're saying they're both in the lineup.
Yes.
I'm saying CC will be traded by then.
What do you say? I'm going to say Kane's LTIR'd, so we're all different.
See, this is why the Corey Perry thing is so dumb.
Well, because that extra $400,000
It makes a huge difference. They
For
literally would be
300,000?
cap compliant.
Same thing
now.
with Pickard. Like there probably wasn't much of a reason to give Pickard $1 million. You probably could have given him $875. So if you would have just squeezed two guys who you 100% should have been able to squeeze, you could have had an extra $500K here instead of being 300 over. You're 200 you have $200K in cap space, and then you send down DR. That's 900. You send down Brown. That's 1. You send down Stetcher. Boom, $2.85 million. Everybody's back and playing nice next year.
So I found a little bit of a tidbit on Calvin Pickard last night and how the Oilers could have had him with the 38th overall pick in 2012, 2011, I believe. It was.
Okay.
In the
Who did they
second
pick
round.
instead?
I'll give you a clue. Played one game for the Oilers.
Hang
You
on.
might have seen this because I wrote it. I'm writing a series right now that is the best and worst non-first round picks from 2010 onwards
Okay,
to
so
have played for the Oilers.
2010 was Mitch Moroz.
So 2012 was Mitch Moroz.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm writing about that right now.
Tyler Pitlick?
No, he played one game.
David Musso?
No, one game. He's played for the Saskatoon Blades. He was his staple.
Curtis Hamilton?
Yes,
Fucking
Curtis
right.
Hamilton
Holy.
played one game. So the crazy part about it is I can't remember exactly who it was, but the Oilers had a pick, whoever that was. Then it went Tyler Toffoli, Curtis Hamilton, Calvin Pickard.
Tyler Toffoli would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Curtis Hamilton, I could be making this up. I could have been dreaming it, but I don't think it is. Did he play? Can you pull it up? Like,
Played
did he
one
play
game?
over in Europe?
Yeah,
Like in England or something?
Belfast.
I'm pretty sure he apologized to Cam Lewis when Coombsy was working for the Belfast Giants that he did not pan out as an Oilers prospect. I'm pretty sure that is a thing. If Cam was here right now, I would ask him,
That is
but I'm
funny.
pretty sure that's a thing.
Yeah, 2010 draft. Oh yeah, there it was. Martin Marincin.
The
Martin
analytics people
Marincin.
loved him. Tyler, remember that?
The numbers boys.
The spreadsheet boys loved him.
Like wise and the thing, whatever. I don't need to make myself
Do
any
it.
enemies, but
Do it.
it's so funny whenever guys on the number side of things don't work out because it's just always like, well, he didn't get opportunity. They didn't use him right.
Puljujarvi.
Yeah. It was, oh my, well, Puljujarvi, if they wouldn't have mismanaged his hip, he would have scored 25. But then whenever like the flip side, the eye test
Yeah.
classic people are, and again, I'm a numbers guy. I like what that information can give you. But whenever the eye test players don't work out, it's like, idiot, moron. Good one, dipshit.
I mean, we've talked about it so many times. I like the numbers too, but I like to look at them after I've watched the game and be like, that makes sense.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, they do actually line up pretty well. So to kind of end this, I guess, from 45th, it was Ryan Spooner. Then the others took Martin Marincin, Toffoli, Curtis Hamilton, Pickard, 48th, and then 51st was Kelly Yarncrow. What could have been? The others could have had a great bottom 6 player for a long time.
At what point do we talk about how the Oilers haven't been able to draft very well under Tyler Wright? I know he's gone now. But are we getting close?
Well, that's the thing is they actually did draft pretty well outside of the first round. Like a lot of guys haven't panned out yet, but that's how late round picks work, I guess. But their first round, when you actually go back and look, he really hit on. It's looking like 2 guys now in Broberg and Holloway.
But even that, it's taken so long.
Such a stretch. Yeah, totally. So it was Broberg, Holloway, Xavier Bourgault, Yamamoto, and Puljujarvi, I think.
Are the last 5?
And I think that's the last 5. I guess I can just look.
Isn't Yamamoto a free agent right now?
No, I said that completely wrong. So Broberg was his first. Then it was Holloway. So you have back-to-back years where it was pretty good. Bourgault and Reed Schaefer, and then they didn't have one. I wrote in my article yesterday that you could argue the best thing Tyler Wright ever did for this organization was draft Reed Schaefer in the first round so they could trade him for Ekholm.
Fair.
And I don't think that's a huge
damn it, I'm in.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you know what's also crazy thing that the Oilers are doing right now is no on-ice development camp. Like, I understand the idea of like doing all the off-ice stuff with teaching and all that, but like, don't you want to see what these guys
So Colby Cohen said on-ice development camps are one of the dumbest things this sport does.
Why?
He said it's the middle of July. These guys just played a long season. Like, the gist of it is, even if you're putting them on the ice to do battle drills or trying to do something meaningful, these guys just played a full season. This isn't a fair time to be assessing anyone. Assess them in September when you do rookie camp.
Well, they do.
Yeah, they will
have development camp. Yeah, that's true.
Like development camp, bring them in, get them acclimated, show them the arena. So when they come for rookie camp, it's not like, whoa, get them in the Oilers jersey, right? All that stuff.
So I wonder if the league will start going that way. This could be a trend.
Yeah. Oilers could be trendsetters.
We haven't talked about it on this podcast. We've talked about it elsewhere. Got to talk about the Ryan McLeod, since you're talking about prospects, Ryan McLeod, Tyler Tullio trade for Matt Savoie. I still don't understand it from Buffalo's perspective.
It makes no sense.
I know they have a bunch of quality prospects, but based on everything I could read and find, he was kind of the best one they have.
But here's the thing. You can have all these prospects, but why not just have them all in and find out instead of just assuming one guy isn't going to work? You know what I mean? Like, get them to play pro, play them in the American League. Maybe Matt Savoie won't be anything, but Buffalo will now never find out within their own organization because they traded him for Ryan McLeod, who, don't get me wrong, I like Ryan McLeod. He was good for what he was. Probably what he is.
Bingo.
At best, he's a second-line winger, which we saw. That is, I think
he will maybe one day score you 20 goals, I think.
Maybe.
And
he's Riley Sheahan.
Oh, that's damning. I think he's maybe a little better than Riley Sheahan, Liam.
Really? Riley Sheahan played like 900 games in the NHL.
That is actually a somewhat decent point, I suppose.
Riley Sheahan, 32 years old, 637 games, scored 74 goals, 194. Maybe I underestimated Ryan McLeod a little bit, but like, it's an interesting idea of being like, this guy was just a career bottom 6 centerman.
Yeah, I think McLeod's better. He's good. He skates faster. He'll get you double digits every year. But Matt Savoie on his ELC alone has the chance to be a 40, 50 point guy for the Oilers. Yeah. That's insane. When you're a team that's going to be so cap strapped, and again, I get the organization is going to throw him in as a center in Bakersfield and try to develop him.
Which he used to be. I disagree
with that. I'd be trying to make him into the best scoring winger possible so you can slot him next to one of Leon or Connor on his ELC and watch him score 25 goals. I really hope they don't fumble this development.
What would be fumbling it?
Jerking him around a little bit. Like if he's going to be a center, If he's going to be a center, you play him at center the whole time he's in Bakersfield. And I just don't want what happened with Holloway, where it was like, he's up for 10 games. He's down. He's up. He's playing 8 minutes as a winger. Oh, back to Bakersfield, 22 minutes as a center. And it's just like, commit to what Matt Savoie is. If he's a centerman, then he's a centerman. And he's not coming up till a centerman gets hurt. And there's a clear-cut spot for him, which is why I disagree with it. I'd be putting him as a right winger. And I get they're saying like it's easier to go from center to the wing than it is to go from wing to center, I suppose. But I'd have him as a right winger. I would.
Who plays center down in Bakersfield now, currently?
Peterson. Noah Philp will be back in the
Is
mix
Lavois
next
center
year.
or is he a winger?
Lavoie's a winger.
Lavois?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lavois.
Yeah, he's a winger. Jaden Gruby.
Yeah, James Hamlin can play
Groovy.
center.
Forgot about him.
Yeah.
They actually have some decent centers. No more Brad Malone, which is a good chance for me to plug that Brad Malone was on today's episode of ON Everyday. And I asked him for his pick on who the next big thing coming out of Bakersfield was.
What did he say?
What did he say?
Said Raph Lavoie.
Oh, come on.
I know. I was going to be like, what the hell, Brad?
Raph Lavoie signed a 1-year extension with the Oilers.
Why did he not do that last year?
And apparently,
Did he fire his agent? Because he should have.
well, no, apparently
What do you mean? What? Like, walk me through your thoughts.
Well, last year he was in a similar boat, whereas an RFA, no,
Yeah.
I don't think he had arbor rights, but he said is I'm only signing for 900, and then they signed him for 900, and the others were so cash strapped that they never called him up, and then it seemed like they were pissed at him. Now this year he literally signed on the deal, and his contract should have probably been the other way around.
It's at
he sh-
768 or something, right?
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, he's league minimum
min.
now. It's like, why not just do that back to back years? You've proved nothing to argue that you deserve that much more.
I read or I've heard his agent kind of pushed him to do this, and Lavoie said, "No, get me the most money last year." And then this year changed his tune because he was like, "Oh shit, I don't want to play in Bakersfield.
Wow.
I want to play in the NHL."
He's a good player. I actually like him.
7 games in the NHL last year. A little taste, they call that.
It'd be nice if he popped.
It would be nice if, yeah, because I mean, like looking at his goal totals, what else does he have to do in Bakersfield, really?
That's the thing. Like, another reason why the Corey Perry deal was strange again is you have a guy down there who has nothing to prove.
28 goals, 22 assists, so 50 points in 66 games with the Condors last year.
It's surprising that he wasn't part of the McLeod and Savoie trade instead of Tulio.
Why?
I just think McLeod and Lavoie seems more equal than McLeod and Tulio for Savoie.
Tulio's an afterthought.
Tulio's
That's basically what Stephen Ellis said. He goes, I kind of forgot he was a prospect in your system.
yeah. He was actually pretty good when he was coming out, and when the Oilers drafted him in the 5th round, people thought they kind of got a bit of a steal there because it was at COVID time, so you couldn't get a full read on him. He was like one of the last cuts for the U17 team, the Holinka, and he just never really panned out. But just to get on Savoie, he's been the best player at every level. He was super, super close to getting exceptional status before Bedard did in the Western League, which would have made him the first Western Canadian. And the reason why he didn't get it is just because it was kind of uncertainties. He was fully committed to the WHL over the NCAA because obviously Carter Savoie went to Denver, and there's kind of stuff like that going around. But the Western League really wanted him, and they kind of bent the rules a little bit to make him an emergency call-up is what they kind of called it. So he played more games than any other 15-year-old who, other than Bedard, I believe, at the time. Maybe Gavin McKenna's done it now.
He got like exceptional status light almost.
Yeah, and then he got absolutely nailed when he was 15 playing in Winnipeg, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is why 15-year-olds shouldn't play."
Oh, he just took a Suey or something.
Someone just hit him right in the head, and he was very concussed. And he played for the Crew, and it was crazy to have him around because he was, again, 16 years old, acted in a good way like he had been a pro forever, and just kind of knew he was destined for greatness of what he did. And
4 games with the Crew, according to what I see here.
3 goals, 6 points.
Yep.
You had that memorized, don't you?
I got it
You have his DB open.
But yeah, he's a great player. I actually don't know what his ceiling is going to be because it always felt like he was going to be a superstar, and then it kind of not faded, but
It just gets harder.
yeah,
There's
he's
the league,
undersized.
yeah, and the league is filled with guys who in their hometowns, and he's local, so we've been hearing
Yeah.
about him, and he's a St. Albert guy, so I obviously heard a ton about him growing up. The league is filled with guys who in their own hometowns were going to be the next 50 goal scorer
Totally.
superstar.
Tyler
I still
Benson.
think Savoie is going to be a 30 to 40 goal guy. Ellis said he sees him as a center, as potentially a Matt Duchene, as a winger. He's like a Kevin Fiala. I'll take
I mean,
either
hey,
one of those.
I'll take either one of those.
Yeah.
So I guess the question going just the trade, how do you look at it now? We're a week out. How do you look at it?
I still love it.
A++.
Yeah.
Do you think the Oilers are going to miss Ryan McLeod? Because like Matt Savoie
Yeah.
should be in the AHL this year.
I do think they'll miss him.
I don't because of how good they are down the middle.
I
But
think
don't you think that they'll miss it the way that he was like basically a human breakout?
He was good at a lot of things, penalty killing. He was not on the ice for a goal against on the penalty kill in the playoffs. I know it was obviously exceptional, but like that's a crazy, crazy stat. And same with Fogel, Vinny, they lost on the penalty kill as well. And of course, the penalty kill is not going to be as great as it was in the playoffs.
How dare you.
The regular season. It's just the mindset is so different. But I think they'll miss that side of things. And he wasn't on the ice a lot in the regular season again for goals against. But when the playoffs came around, he just wasn't there. As the playoffs went on, people were scoring more on him. He wasn't on the ice for any goals. They couldn't get anything going. The physicality just wasn't there. And like, sure, like that's pretty much why he wasn't a first round pick. And the Oilers knew that. And it came to the point of you can't just have those guys lingering around anymore.
He did score 3 goals in the finals.
Yeah. I mean, what was the biggest goal he scored?
Dallas probably.
The
Game 4.
Dallas goal, yeah. Coming off his healthy scratch.
Oh,
When they were
that's
down
right.
2-0, he made it 2-1.
But in the Stanley Cup final, he scored 1 in the 8-1 game.
The 8th goal.
The 8th goal. Great finish, to be fair.
Yeah.
Bar down. Then he scored another one.
He scored 2 more.
No, in the cup final?
Yeah, I'm pretty
What
sure he had 3
games
in the
did he
cup final.
score in?
Pretty sure.
Let's
Hang
have a
on.
peek.
Now am I lying? Yeah, he had 4 goals. He had 4 goals in the in the playoffs.
Game 6.
Game 6 was... How bad did they win in game 6?
Wasn't it 5-3?
Something like that.
Oh, he scored an empty netter.
No,
he
he
did score an empty netter.
Did he?
Yeah.
Scored the empty netter in game 6.
And then scored in game
3.
3 and 4.
All right.
Oh yeah, game 3 was right at the end, and then he had that really good chance. He put it right into the pads of Bobrovsky.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's right. And then game 4 he scored.
After thinking about the final, I think I should take more blame than I've been given.
You personally?
Yeah.
Why?
I went to 4 games in the Stanley Cup final.
And they lost them all.
They lost all 4. I think that I should be taking more blame than I've been given.
I was
For
at
my part of
every
this.
one except
Game
4 and
5.
5. 4 and 5. I didn't go to 4. They were 0 for 4 with BM in attendance. That's wild.
That's tough.
That is not a good look for me or my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just another thing on McLeod. He clearly just doesn't fit in the mold this team is trying to.
But I want to
create
know,
right now.
Tyler, you think they're not going to miss him because of the depth they have down the middle? Why do you think that?
Because you down the middle next year, you're going to run McDavid, Drysdale, Henrique.
Yep.
And if someone gets hurt, you just put Nuge there. And on your 4th line, you have Derek Ryan if you want him there. Or you can have Lane Peterson. I think midway through the year, Noah Phillips in the conversation. They've, like I said, trialed Holloway as a center. They've trialed Janmark as a center.
Even James Hamlin's around. So
Yeah.
I know you just
He
say
played
Noah
games this
Phillips,
past year.
Yeah, he was
Scored some
solid.
goals this year.
Yeah. I just think they have enough depth that like I'm not worried about losing McLeod. And even on the PK, you can go through that lineup. Janmark, Brown, Henrique, boom, 3 really good penalty killers right there. So I'm not worried about it. Nuge will kill.
I wonder how Evan Bouchard's feeling.
All his friends are gone. Gang's gone.
Kind of crazy. Those little turtle boys. Was it McLeod, Fogel, and Yamo? Were the 3 that would bang their heads together before the game?
Yep. Headbutt,
Yeah.
boys.
Didn't knock any sense into
Well.
it. Man. Farewell. Would you re-sign Yamo? 2-way deal?
No.
Well, I think I would.
Would you?
What's he do? He doesn't do anything.
He's a great
He's
guy.
a dog on the forecheck.
2-way deal? That wouldn't be the worst thing. Minimum. Give him a PTO.
I mean, the 2-way, I don't really care.
Exactly.
As long as it's minimum.
So you have more depth on your wing because you don't actually have that much depth.
Just if there's an injury, I'd rather have Savoie come up.
Maybe you still
Or Lavois. I don't want
Yeah.
them to be like, have the easy out of like, we're calling up Yamo.
but it'd be so good. He could be our new Sam Gagne.
Nope.
I could 100% see Yamamoto
You could be here just for the vibes.
being that guy. just like so in and out of the lineup his entire career after being a first-round pick.
Maybe he
showing
maybe
promise.
he looks at the depth chart. He's a guy who'll get some PTO league min offers.
Totally.
Maybe he looks at the depth chart in Edmonton and is like, "Ooh, fuck."
Probably does. But maybe
I'm
he's Chris Versteeg.
Chris Versteeg said no.
What was the guy who came in and signed in Calgary?
Chris Versteeg.
But didn't he come?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So you get the PTO and then you sign somewhere else.
No.
Maybe.
Mm-mm.
I'm so mad at Chris Versteeg about that.
Yeah, that was weird.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
same thing with Curtis Glencross. He was here, played well, went down to Calgary,
So
That's because he always didn't want to pay him, though.
and probably for the best.
Pretty sure I saw him the other day.
I saw Chris Versteeg and Troy Brower. I don't know this game last year against Minnesota.
Do you think the Oilers now, though, are getting a little bit old as a team? I think it was John Buccigross pointed that out, that they're going to have 8 or 9 players over 30.
But I think the games,
Trying to find the tweet now.
I think, not aging that way, but in the sense of like players' careers are lasting longer. That just because you're a little bit older doesn't mean you can't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, look at their old guys. Who is it? Ekholm's one of their best defensemen.
And
Kane.
also, to be fair, Perry skews the bell curve a little bit.
Like, who are they? Perry, Ryan, Troy Stetcher, I think, is over 30.
Nuge.
Jesus. Nuge.
Troy Stetcher is 30, just turned 30.
So
Kane's 30, 32 probably.
Ekholm.
Skinner's 30.
Yeah, Jeff Skinner.
Henrique is 34.
Arvidsson.
Daryl's got to be 30.
30, yeah, it has to be. So that's 10 off the top of my head. So of that, how many of them are really relevant to your lineup? 6, I guess. But they're all like young 30s.
What was it?
What is it?
I sat next to someone at the airport the other day. I was at a dinner or we were having dinner before our flight at the airport. Yeah. It was come back from Florida because everyone from media scouting who lives in Edmonton was on the same flight. Come back from Vegas, sorry. And I was sitting with this guy, and he was a former player, and I was like, I feel like it's Curtis Glencross. And I was introduced to him, but I forgot his name immediately. I'd had a few beers.
Was he with the Oilers?
No.
Did he introduce himself as Curtis Glencross?
Well, I can't remember. It looked a lot like Curtis Glencross, but then they were just talking about.
He also just kind of looks like a hockey guy, though.
He does.
Yeah.
But then they were talking about him playing junior with a certain team, and I was like, Curtis Glencross didn't play for that team. So whoever it was,
Brooks.
He played for Brooks Bandit.
So the oldest players: Perry, Ryan, Henrique, Kane, Skinner, Hyman, Janmark, Arvidsson, Nuge. I think Brown's under 30. So there's 10 forwards. And then you have Ekholm and Ceci and Kulak and Josh Brown and Stetcher. Whatever.
Not worried about it?
No, because all those guys are still good. The only one that I don't like is Derek Ryan and Corey Perry because they are ancient old men. They were around when the pyramids were built, actually.
As somebody who's the same age as Corey Perry, I take very real umbrage with this conversation. Although my back is sore and I heard it doing nothing at all. So something to consider, boys. Something to consider. A couple other things I want to get to. Leon Drysdale engaged to Celeste Desjardins.
Wow.
Gang's all getting married. Our boys are growing up. But the thing I did like is in the comments, somebody commented, hey, congrats, big guy. That extension coming at a good time to pay for that ring. And Leon liked the comment. Am I reading too much into it? Yes.
Who liked that?
Leon did.
No, who commented it?
Some guy.
But him and Leon follow each other.
Yeah, so those are the only people that can comment on his thing. See the other guy who commented?
Anze Kopitar?
Anze Kopitar.
Get the fuck out of here, Anze.
Yeah,
What'd he say?
I don't want to hear that.
Congratulations.
Mhm.
F you, Anze. Get out of here.
Get outta
Go
here.
talk to Warren.
Also, I figured out who it is, and he's a St. Albert product, which makes it
Josh
all the
Mahara.
more. No, it was not Josh Mahara. Makes it all the more embarrassing that I forgot his name in the moment. He's a great guy, though.
So who was it?
Matt Tassoni?
Oh, I know Matt Tassoni.
Well, now I do too.
He played junior hockey in Spokane.
Swift Current.
Swift Current. I knew it was
Yeah.
close. was at NAX.
Yeah, he's at
And now he's
NAX.
at the Drumheller Dragons.
And what's funny is I knew all of that. So it was just a matter of Googling long enough that I could
Yeah.
remember his name. And as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, yep, that's
He
the
would
guy.
have coached. Was he with the Oilers?
Matt
Because
Savoie?
he coached Matt Savoie when he was at NX.
Ooh, maybe a little.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He was never with the Oilers. He had a year with the Wichita Thunder.
Two were with the Oilers.
Yeah, but that's when they were CHL, so Central Hockey League, not even EC. He
CHL.
was a 6th-round pick. There's an NHL or
There you go. Liam's game.
yeah, they hired him as director of player personnel for the Dragons. I did know that.
There you go. That's a Sony.
Matt Tassoni,
Let's get him on the show.
heir to the Sony fortune. Correct?
Not quite. Yeah, it's hyphenated.
Believe
It's
so.
Tass hyphen Sony.
Also, he gets the Tassimo money and the Sony money. Good for him. He's doing very well. Very, very well. A couple of messages from our current friends went up on Instagram this week. Connor McDavid. He said, a lot of highs and lows this season. Truly a learning experience. Thank you, Oil Country, for sticking with us to the end. We have the best fans in the league. Keep believing, and I can't wait to get back to work next season, which, looking at the board, is 90 days away. Next up, Matthias Ekholm. Our first full season has now come to an end, and we are beyond grateful for the way this city has welcomed us. Although we wish we could have written another end to this amazing season, we will always remember how a hockey team and a city came together and shared one big dream. Keep on believing. See you all in the fall.
Did
What?
what?
If you take the first letter of every word in Connor McDavid's post,
What?
it says, I'm coming home, Toronto.
Oh my good God.
It does not.
No, it doesn't, but I got you.
I'm just like looking at him like, man, what weirdo on the internet went deep diving on this? And it definitely does not.
Those are very nice things for them to say. And I love that Matthias Ekholm loves Edmonton so much. That
I'm
warms
pretty
my
sure
heart.
they just don't leave.
I don't think they do.
They're just
Everyone
here.
else like goes to their beach houses. Drysdale is like in Spain or some shit.
Yeah.
And Ekholm's like, we got a weekend at the Valley Zoo, and he's just like got it all mapped out.
Taste of Edmonton's coming up.
What
I'm
a
gonna go see
moment to see.
Ludacris at K-Days. Fucking
Luda's playing
right.
K-Days?
You damn right he is. I'm going. You know I'm going to see Luda.
Oh.
You know I'm going.
Oh, there was something I wanted to say. What did you say? Oh, Kyle Okposo.
Yes.
Did you see what he said about Rogers Place during the playoffs?
No.
He literally said it was the craziest atmosphere. He said leaving game 6 after they lost was, I can't remember the exact word, but he was like, it was so demoralizing driving out of that city.
I bet it
The
was.
way everything was. He's like, it was crazy.
Having partied till well into the evening
Yeah.
that night, I could tell you that the city was bananas. Also, we've talked about it. Another shout out to Edmontonians. Handful of people got arrested for being drunk in public. That's pretty much it.
It wasn't even that bad of a thing. It means
Yeah.
you're having a great time.
Who
Yeah.
among us?
Yeah, we've all been there.
Listen, you had like 40,000 people downtown, and that's all that happened. I think we're in good
Incredible.
space.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of us being like, it's a drunken public. Who cares? Did you guys hear that college football coach the other day?
No.
Oh, maybe I should save that for my co-performer.
All
Yeah,
right, you
so-
can if you want.
I looked at the K-Days, the K-Days lineup this year.
Go ahead.
Kind of nuts.
It's awesome.
So up is bringing Amanda Marshall, the Bear, Theory of a Dead Man. I don't even know who he's bringing in, but Kane Ann is coming. The guy who's
Waving flag.
wave the flag. Metric, Sonic, Down with Webster, Virgin bringing him. Simple Plan, hello, now radio. Death
That's from above 1979. They're awesome.
Sonic, Jaw Rule,
Firefest.
Play 107, High Valley.
Baby girl, put it on me.
And then Luda, Kiss.
I think I'm probably going to go to a couple concerts at K-Days this year just because, like, so Ludacris, for people my age, like when I was in high school, Ludacris was the biggest thing on earth. So to like go see him would be fun. And then I can go like get a 8-foot corn dog or whatever. It's
Big
been
turkey
$90.
leg.
Hell yeah.
Grab some deep fried Oreos maybe on the way.
One of those fresh lemonades.
You know what I like?
It's delightful. Delightful.
Going to K-Days as an adult, I learned this then. You can just gamble.
Yeah, you can.
Like, it makes no sense. Every other spot in the province world, like, if you're going to gamble, it's like ID, controlled situation. This is just a carny being like, put your $5 on the table. What number do you think it lands on? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can. And I went to, I don't remember who I went and saw. It was somebody my missus liked. Anyway, I went to some concert at K-Days. I got hammered. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know how these kids can afford these drinks because they're expensive.
My favorite part about K-Days is that the layout never changes.
No.
It's exactly
You
the
can
same.
find what, if you want the zipper, you know exactly where it is.
Where you're going. The mouse roller coaster.
Come on.
You know where it is. You know where they're doing the little dog tricks.
Of course.
And they're like that massive things that shoots you to the stars every year. Same rotation. It's awesome.
If you're going to K-Days, I want to hear about it. I want to know if you're going to Luda.
That's coming up. It's next Friday.
Yeah, man.
Amanda Marshall kicks it off next Friday.
Fantastic.
Giddy up.
Glad to see Theory of a Dead Man is still kicking.
Yeah, Simple Plan. Have they brought anything out since Jet Lag 2000?
I don't know, but they've got, I hope they play Summer Paradise because that is a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Kanan, not sure what he's going to do other than
He's just going to play Waving Flag over
Will
and over again.
Shakira come out for it?
I hope so.
Stay tuned.
That song, Waving Flag, what was that for? That was like for the World Cup or something like that.
2010.
How pumped are you about the Euros right now?
It's coming home. Do you say that about this one?
Yeah, we do, but I don't know how to feel because England
they're gonna blow it
you down so much. But they're there, and that's got to count for something. But did you guys see the goal? Like, have you seen it? And like, what happened?
I saw the Harry Kane PK, and son of a bitch, he almost blew that.
Yeah, but did you see the goal?
No.
Did you see the goal?
No, I wanted to talk about something else from that game, but I want you to go first.
Well, it was like the 90th minute. One of the last kicks.
Was his podcast?
Yeah, it was his podcast.
Wow.
One of the last kicks of the game. So they do expected goals in football. And this one was 0.06 expected goal. And somehow he got it. And now England are in the final. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are.
I want to talk about how did you know that the Killers were in England during that game?
There was Kings of Leon did a similar thing.
Did you see what happened with the Killers though?
I did.
Where they had the game playing and then everybody went bananas right into Mr. Brightside.
The White Anthem.
Come on.
It was amazing. Oh, it's got it up here. Yeah, so they played it. Oh, like what a cool thing to do. Just right into Mr. Brightside. Kings of Leon did it, and but they started playing Sweet Caroline because that's like when England was like a win song, I guess. So yeah, they had the game on the TV as well, and then went straight into Sweet Caroline.
I laughed so hard when I saw the Killers video because I could just imagine that the White Anthem followed by that Euphoria was just so much for people to handle in that moment.
There's a lot. The England fans are so funny. There was one. So our manager's called Gareth Southgate, and the Euros is in Germany, and they found a police officer that looked like Southgate and just started singing around him. And the cop was just stood there. And then we have a player called Jude Bellingham, and there's a town in England outside of London called Bellingham, and they sing Hey Jude whenever he does something. And all these people after the game surrounded this bus that just said Bellingham on the front and started singing Hey Jude. And the bus driver had to stop, but then opened his doors, and all these England fans went on the bus, sang, and then just got off the bus.
England fans are like wild. So I watched a documentary called The Final Attack on Wembley.
Oh, I did not watch that one.
You guys need to settle down. You guys need to chill the fuck out.
Hooliganism is real.
They're going through like the final tonight, Wembley Stadium. It's 10 a.m. Drunk people everywhere. I'm like, 10 a.m. Goodness gracious. And they're all chucking beers at each other. Listen, I love me my sports documentaries. I'll talk about it everywhere. Anyway, got to ask the idiots questions here. Got a couple here, boys. Coming up for our friends at Millwoods Golf Club. Again, that's where the Oilers Nation Open is. Are you guys doing a bid to golf with you this year?
I won't be here.
So we're debating a few things because we might have some special guests. So maybe there's a chance to golf with me and a special guest. We're just not sure.
Am I the special guest?
Could be.
Or You could donate $5 to Gregor's Grads, and I will take your drive for you.
Ooh.
Is Gregor doing the longest drive thing again? I would assume so. Similar, yeah.
Yeah, I would
That was
assume
fun
so.
last year. I think Lance Kane helped him.
Did he?
I believe so. You didn't make it last year, right?
No, I was in Kelowna, actually.
There's always one of us away.
Yeah.
This year it'll be me. I'll be in Los Angeles.
Are you going to try out for the Blue Man Group?
No. I'm going to a rugby game, and then I'm going to Angels Mariners.
Ah. Well, there's no questions about the Angels, Mariners, and Ass Idiots. But I am going to tell you that Millwoods Golf Course is the official golf partner of Oilers Nation. At Millwoods Golf Club, you will find private club conditions for under $100. Greens are always immaculate. Relaxing driving range with music playing, lots of targets. Fully stocked pro shop with all kinds of local clothing lines. Be sure to follow Millwoods GC for some below par content. The gang over at Millie loves golf, but they also love to have a couple of chuckles from time to time. And who wouldn't? Gentlemen, ask the idiots questions. Here you go. The boys have never seen these. I'm getting their first take. This one's kind of fun. That comes in from our boy Dukes. Liam, I'm going to start with you.
The Outback.
He is from the Outback. He is currently slanging kangaroo meat, I'm pretty sure. If you could choose any position in any pro sport based on the fun and enjoyment of the position, not the money or location, what would you like to do?
Hit me with that again?
You're just going to pick a job doing anything in sports. Like you could be general manager of the Oilers. You could be, president of hockey operations, or you could be like a manager for, Bayern Munich or something like that. What position would you like to take? Because you think it would be fun.
Oh, I thought you meant like a player position.
You could be a player if you want.
I would like to be a general manager of like an international team. You don't work all year round. When you do work, you basically just watch whatever sport you're doing, and then you get to assemble the best players from your country for like a 2-week tournament.
You'd be like the general manager of Team Canada?
Yeah, like Canada.
Excellent.
Something like that.
That's a casual job.
Yeah, it doesn't, anyone.
You know what, Connor? You're on the team.
I would do obviously GM of the Oilers would be electric, so much fun. But I will add just being like the head equipment guy for any one of my favorite teams.
I don't think you would want that.
But I think it would be fun to do for a year.
Do you
It's hard
think so?
work. It's hard work because you got to be like up early, up late, loading up buses and all
Let me
that.
pitch you a situation. Tuesday night, February. Oilers just played the Minnesota Wild. The late game on Wednesday night hockey. You now have to be in the dressing room after that 11 p.m. finish, loading up that stanky gear.
Yeah, but you get to be with the boys and you get to be on the bench and, you're throwing sticks everywhere. Guys are chucking their gloves at you. I just think it'd be fun for a year to be in the mix.
You be that guy that dances?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
It just seems like they make the most of it and seems like a good amount of camaraderie.
I would like to be, now I'm going back to the Martin Brodeur era, okay? Because he used to play a lot of games. A lot of games. I want to be his backup goalie.
Hedberg, right? Wasn't it
Something like that.
Yeah.
Where you come in and play a handful of games.
Yeah, it's like you're talking like 6 to 8 back in the day.
You get paid a pile of money relative to where we're all at now. And I just get to hang out, best seat in the house, open the door, fist bump the boys when they score.
That would be fun.
Come on. Everybody's having a good time if you're the backup goalie back then.
Fair.
Any other positions?
No, I think that'd be good. If I had to pick like a player position, I'd want to be a wide receiver for like a good football.
Well, I'd want to
Hell yeah,
I don't want
that's
to be
cool.
an MLB starting pitcher.
Ooh.
Once every 5 days, you're the fucking man too.
And
If I'm picking MLB then, I want to be the closer. Closer's badass. If you're a good closer, you're a rock star.
You can get a good intro. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
But I like the idea of dicing up a team for like 7 innings and just being a dog. Shout out Eric Sabrowski.
If I was going to pick a management position, I would like to be the team's owner.
But then you have to fork out money.
But I probably have a lot of it.
Yeah, that's true.
That
is true.
Probably have a lot of it. This one comes in from Chris. Tyler, I'm starting with you. You can only have 2 toppings on your pizza for the rest of your life, not including cheese. Cheese is included. You get 2 toppings on top of the cheese. What are you putting on that pizza?
Ham and pineapple.
Oh, I like that. I'm a big
Pepperoni and extra cheese.
double the
You're an
cheese.
insane person.
Yeah.
Nothing else? You don't want to go like onion, maybe?
Onion.
Onion?
That much cheese, you might have a trouble caca.
No onion.
No, I'm good with that. Pepperoni and cheese for me.
I'm gonna go pepperoni and bacon because
How
why
many
not?
people are just probably so pissed off at these answers?
Oh yeah, especially yours.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why anybody gets upset about ham and pineapple. It is delicious.
Oh,
Yeah, it
kinda.
is tasty.
Oh,
I
and
saw the
there's a
same.
couple pizza joints around that'll do ham and pineapple, and they'll drizzle on like a sweet teriyaki. Oh,
Come on.
I actually had one the other day at the Italian Center
Oh, lovely.
with honey sprinkled on it.
Hot honey on your
Hot
pizza
honey
is
on pizza's
delish.
legit.
No, just honey.
Mm.
It was nuts.
All right.
that's the most serious you've been all day.
It's the most
No,
serious I'll
just
be.
honey.
What was the rest of the pizza?
Hawaiian
With honey.
with honey.
That'll make me
Goodness
Making you
gracious.
hungry.
Liam, back to you. Which of your Oilers Nation radio co-hosts, Dan and Rick would be included, would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse and why? This one comes in from Greg. 2 G's.
Rick, because he's easily the most athletic out of all of us, would probably survive way longer due to climbing, sprinting, and aggression.
He's the most physically fit,
Yeah.
not athletic. There's a difference there. Pick a random game of sorts. I could beat Rick in it.
Okay, we'll find out, I guess.
And
Tyler?
with the race. Yeah, I think Rick's just too much of a layup answer here. I think he's the most well-rounded. It's Rick.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Nation Dan. I think he's got the size to compete. You know, he too, like Rick, has been a bouncer, but he's got that reach on him. He's got that reach on
There's
him.
no doubt about that.
No beard to grab as like a pull down. That's what I'd do if I was fighting Rick. Kick to the pills, grab the beard.
I feel like that might not even get to him.
He might like it,
Or his beard would hurt you.
or he might like it and go, "Ugh."
He might do that too, actually.
Maybe.
We don't know a lot about Rick in that.
No, he's a very mysterious man.
Mm-hmm.
Who, although Rick is the answer in the sense like who can close down a bar at 2, 3 in the morning and then be at the gym at 7 the next day?
Yeah. Rick's that guy.
Unhinged behavior. Tyler, starting with you. The fourth and final question for Ask the Idiots for our friends at Millwoods Golf Club. The Summer Olympics are coming up. And this is a mailbag question, by the way, so I'll expect your answers for the mailbag. The Summer Olympics are coming up, and I want to know which event you think you could compete in that would be the least embarrassing for you.
Which event could I compete in?
That would be the least embarrassing is my favorite part of the question.
Olympic events.
Yeah, because really you could compete in a run,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
wouldn't do well.
Paris 2024 Olympic sports. Archery. Nope, I'd be bad at that. Ooh, badminton.
You'd be bad at that too.
Yeah, but I got range. Diving. Oh, diving would be bad. Golf, I'm just not good enough at it, but I don't think I would embarrass myself. I'd come in last by 30 strokes, but at least I wouldn't be like doing a cannonball in the diving event.
Like when what was those dudes from that? Remember that clip that went everywhere of those dudes diving? What country were
Yeah.
they from? The
oh,
best.
that was funny.
That'd be me. Anyway.
Swimming, not good. Tennis would be tough. Trampoline, I don't get. Water polo seems hard. Wrestling would definitely be embarrassing. Weightlifting would
All
be
of
mega
these would-
embarrassing.
Be very difficult.
Yeah.
That's why I love the question. It's so
Um,
stupid.
Field hockey. I don't
So
think
it's
it'd be
so
good.
different though.
I might say golf, or if I can do basketball and just heave corner threes and play no defense.
Well, you could do 3-on-3 basketball. That's
No,
basically
that's
what it
too much
is.
defense. You can't hide me as well in that.
That's
So
true.
I'll say golf.
What is breaking? Oh, dancing.
Liam, what do you got? What is going to be the least embarrassing event for you to compete in?
I think archery would be a good one because I don't mean this in a rude way, but it doesn't take a ton of skill, physical skill, I guess is a more polite way to put it.
Hmm.
Like I think we've all done archery before. I can pull back a bow and let it rip. I bet I could hit it a couple of times. I'd do okay. But I think if there's one I could do and not embarrass myself too much, I could compete in a soccer game.
It's a lot of running.
A lot of running.
You know what I
And I've
learned?
done it
Fun
my
fact
entire
about-
life, and I know they're elite. But I would do.
You could blend in.
I'd be the worst player.
Where would you play? to like hide yourself?
Probably left or right back. Because really, like, you have to go forward a little bit, but for the most part, you are just kind of clearing the ball out of the way. And if anything goes bad, there's other guys to back you up behind.
You know what I learned as I was watching the Canada-Argentina game? Just about the size of the soccer pitch.
It's big.
Is that a full-size NBA court can go in the 18-meter box.
Really?
It can just fit in there.
I did not know that, but that makes sense.
Fun fact for you.
That's crazy.
It is big. That game was so stupid as well.
A lot of running.
Yeah. A lot of running.
Which game? The Canada-Argentina?
Yeah, just
Why was it stupid?
officiated poorly.
Oh, see, like the reason I expected Canada to lose, but like I've watched
I
more
did too.
soccer in the last handful of years than probably ever in my life.
Yeah, it's
Which
good.
is good. It's growing the
sport.
game, yeah.
For me, the answer is easy, and I can't believe you guys didn't say it. Dressage. The horse does most of the work.
Oh, but I'd be embarrassing on that. Don't you have to stand up on the back of the horse?
No, man, you're there while it's dancing. It's crip walking. And I'm just out there. I'm got a cool hat on, nice crushed velvet jacket.
Okay.
Listen, I would put on some good tunes though. You know, I'd make it do like the Skrillex remix to Levels.
Open up the safe.
Open up the safe. Bitches got a lot to say. Boom.
Do you know what I did when I was away? Is I went to this brewery, and it was a music bingo night.
I love music
Oh,
bingo.
it was so much fun.
I love music bingo. I love music trivia.
Yeah, it was amazing. I've never done it before. Very fun. Like something to do on a Friday night.
There you go.
Giant Head in Summerland, BC.
If you're out in Summerland, check out Giant Head
Brewery.
I saw a clip going around on our socials before we wrap up the podcast. Hot and cold performers. Frank Saravalli said if he was another team, he would offer sheet Philip Broberg. Any concern there?
It would make so much sense. If you're the Calgary Flames, why are you not offer sheeting Philip Broberg 6x4.5? Take a stab on a decent defenseman that could turn into a value contract. Screw the Oilers, and it only costs you a second-round pick. Do it. But we'd never see them. GMs don't do it. They're not predatory by nature, so I just don't see it happening.
There's too much risk with it, too. Like, while Philip Broberg was good in the playoffs, there's still so much unknown with him at the NHL level. Like, we're assuming he can play top 4 minutes in the NHL, but also very different. Don't get me wrong, but like a few years ago, we thought Dylan Holloway could survive next to Leon Drysdale for a year, and in game 1 against Vancouver, he was basically sent down to the American League again because he wasn't good enough. So
yeah.
I just don't think teams want to run that risk. There's too much on the line for them. I think they'd rather overpay a veteran in free agency than do an offer sheet and lose a pick.
Yeah, I'm not that worried.
I'm not worried either. I wish offer sheets were more of a thing, though. Just spice it up. At the end of the day, this is entertainment for all of us.
I wonder if people look at the Jesper Kotkaniemi one and be like,
that was a bad one.
I'm like, at the time, it was like everyone knew he wasn't good. That was brutal.
Like, how did he finish? Didn't he finish with like sub 10 goals last year?
Yeah, he was.
And he signed, and they re-signed him for like another 8 years now because they didn't want to have to qualify him at like $8 million.
So he signed, or he had 12 goals, 15 assists, so 27 points in 79 games.
I believe he was healthy scratched in the playoffs.
He played only 11 games in the playoffs. I don't know how many Carolina played.
No, that's how many
I
they
would have made it.
He is signed $4.8 million until 2030.
Yeah, it's long.
Well worth it. And
well, I mean, that's
they were getting back to them.
Only 2 years longer than Tyler Toffoli chilling in San Jose,
which we love.
I love it.
Funny deal.
Tyler had a great line about her. He goes, "Listen, I played so much playoffs. I want to be done early for a change."
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's one place. So yeah, Kotkaniemi never played more than 10-51 in the Rangers series. Crazy.
Well, big gulps, eh? See you later. All right. Let's get some hot, cold performance.
We didn't do betting talk for Bet365.
Oh, betting talk.
It'll be super quick. It'll be like 2 minutes.
Let's do it. What do you got?
Brought to you by our friends at Bet365. You can sign up using the promo code OILYBONUS to get in on a huge range of markets. Download the app today. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment. Never ordinary at Bet365. Jack Adams odds up on Bet365. The favorite is Sheldon Keefe out in New Jersey. Would make sense if he got them back to the playoffs. That's usually how those narratives tend to go. Andrew Brunette next at 8-1 in Nashville. Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Craig Berube 9-1 in Toronto. I don't see that. Travis Green 10-1 in Ottawa. I don't see that. But then our boy Nobby in at 12-1, fifth on the board. Do you agree with him being fifth? Do you think there's a chance that if the Oilers have a great regular season, he could be the coach of the year?
Yeah. I just think it's so interesting that he had such a great year last year and he wasn't even a finalist.
I'm going to say no for that exact reason. Everybody expects the Oilers to be good.
Yeah. Everyone expects them to be good. If they do well, it'll never be like, whoa, Knobloch has them really playing well. If there was a case for that, it would have been this year. If they do well, people will just be like, oh, yeah, McDavid, Drysdale, Skinner came over, whatever ends up happening. Like, yeah, I wouldn't bet on it, but I was still surprised to see him up at 12-1. The next one, we were talking about what can we bet on here in the summer because the Jays are stinky and they're not fun to bet on. What Olympic sport, since we have them up in front of us, do you guys think will be the most fun to bet on?
Oh, man. We should have some kind of squad bets in the Summer Olympics.
I think 3v3 basketball might be fun just because the games
betting on the points?
And like the games are quick and condensed. So that might be cool. I could see archery being sneaky fun, but also one of the things they already have odds up for is the 100-meter dash. That would be a fun, like, here we go. This is my guy.
Who's the favorite?
So I'm watching that documentary series on Netflix right now called Sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
It is fascinating. Those guys that run the 100-meter are intense. After I'm done that, I might have a favorite for you that I'll be just betting on. You know?
Yeah. Keishane Thompson. He is a Jamaican. He is the favorite at plus 110. The top Canadian is Andre DeGrasse, who comes in at 40-1.
He's a 200-meter guy, though, isn't he, normally?
DeGrasse? No.
DeGrasse?
I think he does both.
But, like, that's his specialty is 200 meters?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, is it? I thought it was second.
The favorite in long jump, according to Bet365 at the Olympics coming up, is Miltiades Tentoglo, minus 250 favorite.
I think we go all in on the canoe sprint.
That might be fun.
The canoe sprint. That sounds great.
Anyways, there's our betting. Oh.
Rugby sevens would be a fun one, too.
Rugby sevens is a good sport. All right, that's a wrap on your betting talk. Shout out to the Olympics. That'll get going right away.
When does it start?
26th.
Mm-hmm.
Have they gone caca in the sand yet? Have you seen that?
No, they have not yet.
They keep moving the
5
date of the
days,
swim.
apparently.
5 days? Eat your fiber, France.
Oh, God.
Man, the Parisians, they're
not happy about the Olympics.
When they protest, they protest.
Yes, they do.
If you don't know, go Google it. Go Google Seine River and protest.
Mm-hmm.
Do that on your own time. We've got business to attend to. Like hot and cold performers from nationgear.ca. Go beautify your torso. Some new threads. Nationgear.ca. We're also probably going to be bringing back some of the classics like the Hope Will Never Die, Mistaken Mexican. Held that up to the camera. You think that would look good on your body? Nationgear.ca.
La Bamba mentality still applies for next year.
Of course.
We still have our Live Laugh La Bamba, which is a great summer connection. Or you can get your Yusei Kikuchi, the Cooch is loose shirt before they trade him in the next week.
We have a shirt that says that?
The Cooch is loose.
Which one of you rascals came up with that one?
It was the Blue Jays Today boys, I believe.
The Cooch is loose.
I might get one of those for fun.
Yeah, I need Madison, if you're listening to this, I need 3 of those ASAP. The Cooch is loose.
Is the deadline coming up?
Yeah, end of the month.
What are we doing?
Trading Kikuchi, trading Danny Jansen. That's probably about it. No, Bo's day.
I saw he got the LVP from the Athletic.
Least valuable player?
Yes.
Least valuable player?
For the AL.
Why?
The NL, it was
what are the qualifications?
Being bad, I believe.
Being like below expectations.
Figs.
Yeah, not fun. Anyways.
Not great.
Hot and cold performers.
On cold performers, go to nationgear.ca. We're going to start off with our cold performers as we always do. Tyler, your check to your to my right, your cold performer of the week.
I actually think this will be better if I play you the clip. Mike Gundy is a college football head coach. One of his players got a DUI over the offseason, and Mike Gundy was asked at Big 12 Media Day to talk about it, as you would when your player gets into some legal trouble. And this is what he had to say.
Oh, no. So I looked it up on my phone. What would be the legal limit? Like in Oklahoma is 0.08, and Ollie was 0.1. So I looked it up, and it was based on body weight. Not to get into the legal side of it, but I thought really 2 or 3 beers or 4. I'm not justifying what Ollie did. I'm telling you what decision I made. Oh, I thought I've probably done that 1,000 times in my life. and I'm, it's just fine. So I got lucky. People get lucky. Ollie made a.
Can you imagine being the PR guy for that? Being like, all right, Mike, they're gonna ask about Ollie's DUI. Just say he regrets it, and we're gonna work on making him a better person. No, he goes, done that 1,000 times. Which the guys on Pardon My Take did the math. That would be an average based on his age since he was 21 of 32 times a year. So, anyways, Mike Gundy is my cold performer for justifying drunk driving, which is no laughing matter.
Oh, that's cold.
Listen, I had 2, 3, 4, 5 beers before I drive home. I don't see the problem. Depends on body weight. 0.1, 0.08, 0.06. What? Who the fuck?
Yeah, he's a big boy. He should be able to have 5 or 6 and drive home. Like, what are we
Did you
doing
ever hear
here, bro?
Andre the Giant used to drink 36 beers in a single sitting? But he used to drive home. He's only 0.01.
Like, never mind even saying that privately. Saying that on national television is insane.
That's so good. That's so good. So good. Liam, cold performer of the week.
My cold performer of the week is something that happened last night that popped up on my news feed, and I'll admit I got a real chuckle. But there's probably 2 people in the world you shouldn't mistake for each other right now for very serious reasons. President Zelensky and the other one being Vladimir Putin. And the fact Joe Biden called Zelensky Putin yesterday, I think it was NATO. Pretty insane thing to do. So
the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
He also called Kamala Harris Trump. But, I say vote for the oldest.
Yeah. Do you have any older candidates?
Somebody who can't move. Somebody bedridden, perhaps.
Yes. Very funny to see.
And they just wheel them around in one of those, like, things from Silence of the Lambs where they're, like, on a board, taped up. Listen, we're going to get this. Welcome to stage, President Putin. And the look on Zelensky's face was like, what?
Like, where the fuck is he?
Well, he's here? You brought him here?
Are you kidding me? He's like one of the most courageous men in the world. President Putin. So what the heck?
Good old America.
Special place.
Well, I'm going to go. My cold performer of the week is it's been a whole week and the Oilers haven't done anything. And I don't like that. I'd like some news to talk about beyond the 12th of July. Give me a trade. Who's the GM? Why haven't we heard any GM candidates outside of the one that we don't want to talk about?
And he who shall not be named.
But like for real though, why haven't we heard about any other candidates? But like when it was Ken Holland, there was the guy from Vegas was around. Bill Zito was a name that got tossed around. I haven't heard anybody.
No.
Trina's Oil says Keith Gretzky.
Oh boy. But that would basically just mean it's Jeff Jackson, which is okay.
That's fine. Why can't it just be Jeff Jackson? Anyway, the lack of news this past week, it's been very sweaty. I'd like some hockey news. Thank you. Listen, I had 12 beers and drove home about 55 times in my life. I don't see what the problem is.
Just absolutely insane. Also, and I know they're college players, but with NIL, they make money. Anybody drinking and driving, obviously that's dumb. If you are rich, what are you doing? I would have a driver take me to the grocery store when I'm sober.
Listen.
Shout out JT.
I have an app on my phone. It's called Uber. I would just be Uber blacking everywhere.
Everywhere. Or I would pay someone, like if I made, I guess the college just doesn't apply, but like, yeah, take Ubers. Just fuck, Jesus.
You just take the Ubers. You don't even have to get the Uber black.
Take a normal Uber.
Just standard Toyota Corollas are fine. Fine automotive. Fine automobile. All right.
Reliable.
Always. They'll last forever. Liam, hot performer of the week, nationgear.ca. What you got?
My hot performer of the week is Ollie Watkins for sending England to the Euro 2024 final this Saturday when they will win it for the first time ever.
It's getting hot in here.
What was the last final they went to? Like, what was the last thing where they lost?
The Euros. 2020 Euros. They lost.
Is that already 4 years ago?
It was 3 years ago because they played the summer of 2021 because of COVID.
Didn't they go somewhere in the World Cup and then lost disappointing fashion?
Yeah, they lost to France in the quarters.
That's what it was.
When they missed a penalty.
Liam's got the 1,000-yard stare on if you are only listening to the audio.
Tough.
You know what?
It's been up and down like a toilet seat, really.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tyler, hot performer of the week. NationGear.ca.
We all like wagering. We like the thrill and excitement that can go with winning a bet with your friends when you're at a game. How about the Arizona Diamondbacks fan who bet on Eugenio Suarez to hit a home run, had the ticket while he was sitting in the ballpark, and then caught the Eugenio Suarez home run ball in his seat? Unbelievable. That guy's my hot performer. What a betting performance.
Shit. What was that button?
I don't know.
Shit.
It's just someone saying, shit.
That's me, I guess.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to give you a better, but like that is unbelievable. Here you go. You get this one.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage.
My hot performer of the week is that we don't have to hear about that dude from Arizona anymore pretending that he's going to bring the Coyotes back. Good riddance to you, sir. I hope hockey goes back to the desert, but I'm glad it won't be with that guy. Although he did scam his way into like $700 million. So maybe he's the hot performer no matter what happens.
Getting me armchair GM horny.
Yeah, thank goodness he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Bye-bye.
Really made people believe, though. Yeah. Really made people believe. Anyway, there you have it. Oilers Nation Radio in the books. Tyler will not be here the next 2 weeks.
I'm out.
Avoid the grind.
Mhm.
Liam's back. I will be here, probably. Rick and Dan will be back. But until then, maybe we have a new GM. Maybe we have a Drysdale extension. Maybe there... If you're away and Drysdale extends, are you going to jump on the live like what Liam did with you?
Yeah,
Reverse?
probably. Yeah, if I'm packing a microphone, so if something huge happens, I'll be ready to go.
There you go. Avoid the grind, but only a little bit. Hopefully that happens. We can make Tyler work on his vacation. Have a great weekend, everybody.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.